Good afternoon, Winnicott. I'm Brian.
And I'm Jackson.
Welcome to WHTV. We've got multiple really good stories for you guys today.
Brian, what story are we starting off with?
We're going to start by sending over to Michaela to kick us off.
As of late 2025, the U.S. stopped making pennies. Does this really affect us, or will it cause more problems than we realize? While 31% of Americans say they don't use pennies, we can't forget about the other 69% and the $1.14 billion in pennies. I talked to Keith Detchen to help me understand these things.
I don't think younger generations are using pennies or just traditional currency nearly as much as older generations. But the big problem is that that businesses particularly are going to have to figure out is if you are using traditional physical currency, how do you as a business make exact change? So that will be the bigger issue. I think what's going to happen is this will be just another reason for us as consumers to continue to use digital platforms, and we will continue to pay for things more through digital currency, whether it be Apple Pay or app-based digital transactions. But yeah, we will slowly start using less and less physical currency.
So even if 69% of the population uses pennies, it's not their main form of payment. Since the newer generations favor digital payments, we may be on track to lose more than just the penny.
As we continue to digitize everything and we live in a much more virtual world, it does seem like we are going in that direction. I do think, though, and again, I think this will depend upon how younger generations, what their thought process is the older they get. I think that older generations still value paying for things with actual currency, whether it be bills and coins. So I don't think that we are in danger of losing physical currency anytime soon, but it does certainly seem as though we are headed in that direction.
The nickel costs 13 cents to make. Could it be next? For WHTV, this is Michaela Soboleski.
What an interesting story. I would love to hear more about that. What do you think?
I think that story is quite fascinating.
Let's take a look at what Sean and Jackson have been working on.
I interviewed Mr. Michaud, co-teacher of the robotics club here at Winnicott High School, and I interviewed him about the new privacy law that the school has and the state. And he told me that this law is affecting his club because of they want to start a social media account, and they can't do that without getting permission slips signed by each of the kids' parents. And he said that's going to be really tough because they have to use still photos and not videos anymore. He also said he is disappointed that this law is affecting classes like WHTV, Winter Chronicle, and Yearbook because now they need permission slips to take pictures or record videos.
So I guess just like with any club, we're trying to get into some social media. So now we're just making sure that we're taking still images of people working on their robot and the robot moving around. If we do a recording, if we do have a recording, we'll have to make sure that nobody's speaking in it, or we'll have to get all these permission slips.
After I interviewed Ms. Hood, she talked about how there may be some small changes in the law, and like the law's in place, but they don't really know what for yet or how it's going to impact. And Ms. Schweitzer added on that kids may not be able to make like videos for project as much because they're going to have a form signed, but they think that there's going to be a form sent home soon so that there's no more issues about it and getting the form signed for different things.
I think it'll actually have a pretty significant change in what you guys will see. I don't know how many classes you actually have, like you're actually taped in or videotaped in. But I think you'll see some changes. You might just not know what actually is changing.
There will be a form going home to parents to sign off on, and that will certainly help with the assessment practices. If not, many students will have to speak live to their teacher, where sometimes kids are a little more comfortable being filmed and passing in their work that way.
Hey, Brian, do you think I did well or no?
I think you did a phenomenal job. Next, I'll be sharing a story about some Winnicott committed athletes. While most students are still asleep, 2 of our own are already hitting the turf. For Sean Griffin and McKinley Fowler, this is not just a season-long commitment, it's a full-time job.
You go.
I first asked Sean McKinley who inspired them the most throughout their athletic careers.
Probably my coach, Coach Matt. He pushed me a lot during practices and got on me a lot.
I would say Fiona McAfee pushed me to be better.
Next, I asked Sean McKinley how do they balance their social life, their school, and their sports.
I did all my work in school, and then like if I missed a day for something, like the visits or something, then I would just make it up.
Most of the showcases and tournaments and stuff were in the summer, so it wasn't that hard to keep up with GPA and stuff, but social life, you just kind of gotta have a good balance.
I then asked them when they realized playing in college was a realistic goal.
I think that sophomore, like the summer going into junior year, I think it was a realistic goal for me.
I realized that playing in college was a realistic goal, like kind of from the start, because like if you play club, then like you kind of know like an end goal is to go to college.
Lastly, I asked them why they chose the college they did.
The coaches, I liked them a lot, and the food there is pretty good. And I think that I'll be able to play like sophomore year, hopefully.
I wanted a school that had both dental hygiene and respiratory care as a major, and Youngstown had both, and it's far away.
Winnicott's own Miss Larrabee recently won a design contest, and her artwork will be the new heirloom marriage design for New Hampshire. And if you're wondering what that is, Brian will let you know.
An heirloom marriage certificate is a decorative, artistic, non-legal binding document designed for display, acting as a commemorative keepsake rather than a legal record of marriage. Awesome sauce.
I know, right? And for our last story, Sean and Brian followed the recent ICE protest, and it should be a banger. Let's send it to them.
At the start of February, some students from Winnicott held a walkout to protest ICE. While most people seemed in support of the protest, there was some people who had other thoughts about it.
Invite the illegals into your homes. Why don't you house them?
The protest was organized by senior Libby Maloney. She started this protest over Instagram, and over 50 students walked out of the school during 4th block and were out there until 6th block. While Libby was happy with the turnout, she isn't sure what kind of impact it will end up having.
We're out here protesting ICE and just showing people in our community that we're here for them no matter what.
In the grand scheme of things, do you think this is going to have any effect to the greater cause?
Politically, I just think it won't have as much of an effect because we're heading towards an authoritarian era, unfortunately. But I think for the community, it's really just telling people that we're here for them no matter what, again.
Thank you very much.
I'll show you these guys.
Yes. Hi, who am I here with?
Gianni.
What's going on out here outside Winnicott today?
We have a bunch of students protesting ICE today.
Well, that's it for us.
Thank you for watching.